Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yay!
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your man.
Just my silence, ghost riding the whip, the masked up live ender, busting up your threats and returning them to sender. Step into me, you better bring a nation as I wreck you to the population. It's that umbrella guy on the verbal flamethrower, notching up the belt, not just some lame shower, cranking up a stream just to show what's beneath. I'm masked up, baby, but I'm still sporting teeth. With one bling to rule them all and one bling to blind them. Iced out, grilled up, hunting knowing we'll find them. The E-homes are always flammable and will ignite you. Calling out the games you play just to spite you. I'm still standing. I'm still standing.
What's up, folks? How's it going tonight? By the way, we have a big storm hitting in this area, so if anything happens, I will, I'll at least tell you, like we got disconnected or something, but it is hammering out here. It is amazing, too. It's an amazing day, considering the stuff that has been put out online in the last day. Holy crap. I could not believe some of the stuff I heard last night. The things that were stated without proof. Absolutely without proof. Man, it's wild. You know, also I did see something. We're going to go over some some pretty funny live some live comments, some crazy stuff. But I noticed one other thing too. It didn't catch, but I'm sure it'll come back up again. we did our reading last night, talking about chicken skin for the soul. And well, apparently, oh my God, this was the first thing I noticed when I was going through. It's like, what is this crap? I literally just asked you guys, chicken fat? Chicken, no, wait, no, chicken skin? They're circling the wagons. They're trying to protect their buckets of chicken skin. They're like, ain't nobody gonna get that chicken skin but me. Oh my God, that is an actual quote. Oh my God. What's up with that chicken skin? You want to get their attention? You drop chicken skin. You ever watch E.T.? You know how when they want to do attract E.T., they drop Reese's Pieces on the ground. You ever want their attention? You get you a bucket of KFC, rip the skins off, and throw them on the ground. You're like, what's that I smell? Like a bloodhound, except they don't bark, they cough. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, so much goodness today. So much goodness. Oh, Lord. They decided to last night actually talk about Hales and Federico. They decided to, I'm going to go over this with you. They decided to say that Hales contacted her school, which again, there is no proof that this happened. I would say this. I would say I found it very disturbing that somebody would upload videos, including kids in the classroom. They made this claim. They were saying, there's this guy out there. He's been stalking me and doing that. If they legitimately believe that, don't you think it would be even worse for you to upload pictures of a school with kids? I'm just saying, as a parent, I have 2 kids, and I would not be thrilled with the scenario with you uploading, and I definitely wouldn't when you're trying to tell me this scenario, which is garbage. But oh my God, they also tried to say, funny enough, nobody knew where Leslie was for months. Oh yeah, we've actually known what 2L may have not known, but we have known for months. They say that's signs of conspiracy. No, it's signs that people reach out to you and they tell you things. We also we know about the obits. That's right. Yeah, Lips. We know about the obits. We know what you use them for too. We know all that stuff, but we didn't bring it up until Megan noted this YouTube channel is disturbing, because what you have here is somebody that's uploading not only video from inside a school, but you can see students in it. And even if somebody signs a release waiver, that's not what they're signing it for. They're not signing it so you can film inside the classroom and put their faces out there. That's not what that goes with. But on top of that, there was also a little thing too. There was this little thing of do not contact. We always talk about that. Do not contact. Now, they said last night, and we'll go over the transcripts for this, but they said not only was there contact with the school, okay, fair enough, but they said there was 274 people mailed too. Now, I'm wondering this. In fact, there's a good post somebody put up about 41 minutes ago that really hit on this. And I want to show you something. All right. Now, I have a conspiracy theory I want to throw out there. Okay. And I'm going to base it with this. Now, this person here, Trash Panda, who is part of the posting group Ecosystem 1.0, notes that they looked up the email process where you can contact that school. Nobody contacted. They just looked it up to verify how this process works. What you find out is it's all self-reported. So if I want to send a a message. I say who I am. I put in the email address that I want to say it's there. I put in all this stuff. I self-report it. You can see they're noting that. It's an email form. I could fill this out and put whomever, any teacher or whomever, whatever's email in there. And you can look up these emails. They're all online. All of it, all this information is readily available. But there's no proof in the email that says who sent it. There's no way to prove it at all. In fact, so I got thinking about something the other day, and it loops to this. You guys remember the other day when Lynette Preston, she was off on another one of her tirades, and she brought up the fact that someone had contacted John Cook from a funeral home. Do you remember that? She was like, these people, they've contacted a funeral home about John Cook, and the funeral home has contacted him. Now, there's just one weird thing about that it really it didn't dawn on me for a couple of days, because there's so much crazy here. Nobody knows John Cook's cell phone number. I don't believe it's been put into any documentation or anything with this. The only people that would know that would be people in the ecosystem, specifically people that have had contact with John Cook. They would have to be the people, if that ever happened at all, that did that. Now, why would I bring that up with this? Here, let me pull up that. If you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, by the way, if you're like, well, what are you talking about, Doug? Well, let me put this up. This is what I'm talking about. It is kind of funny and weird. Let me. God, I don't know if I can read this one. This one's pretty fun. Okay, I got it. I can do it. I feel like I'm in a little Moz class. Breathe. I feel like I'm doing breathing stuff. So Lynette posted the other day. She put, whoever called a funeral home. Now, all this ties together to the school thing. I'm making a point here. Whoever called a funeral home and gave them John's number to call him because he was dead, dying or dead. What a freaking idiot. How awful. Oh my God. Oh, I got a little tear in my eye. They call a funeral home and they're like, hey, can you give him a call back? Because I'm dead. What does that mean? This doesn't even make sense. But nobody could do that too. Again, nobody knows. See, she's saying they called John, specifically John's number. Not they called me to get a hold of me through that. No, they called John's number. That would mean it's somebody that has John's number. That would have to come from the ecosystem. Has to. Nobody else knows this information. Oh my God. But she's like, what a freaking idiot. You're awful. You're terrible. You do filthy things. Oh my God. Now, if you take the people that are willing to do that, now Lips stepped out of line with these folks before. She was supposed to be their great white hype, not their hope, their hype. She was supposed to come in. She dropped the bully hunters. She was supposed to intimidate, drive Jeremy crazy, She's supposed to do all of that stuff. And then she didn't. In fact, we're told that she sold some of them out. And from some of their actions, maybe they believe that. So, do I find it more credible that Jeremy Hales, not again, the blame here is not that he contacted a school, but he contacted a school. He contacted 274 educators on top through a system that you could definitely use anonymously. On top of that, too, somehow, in some way, he manages to shut down the school. They think he's a wackadoo in this, which doesn't speak well for the school, by the way. Again, if I found out you were uploading pictures of my kids online and you wanted to say, oh, it's there's a complaint from outside and that person's crazy. Oh, okay. All right. But again, The claims that they make are pretty wild. Now, you tell me, are there people over in the ecosystem with records that kind of reflect crazy actions like that? Or does that sound like something others do? Again, they got on their, I would say high horse, but there's no way they can mount a high horse. They could barely they could barely mount a soapbox. I swear to God, they'd have to have help. Get the crane lift. We're getting on our soapbox again. Hey, check this out. By the way, I'll show you something real fast before we go to the whole God. The notes from last night are funny, but look at this. This is beautiful. Look at it laying out. Isn't this beautiful? We have our complimentary bread basket, like we went over. We have appetizer 1, appetizer 2, appetizer 3. We haven't read. I'm a supermodel. Then we get into our entrees, like the betrayal diet. That's right. Gotta feed on betrayal. Where is entree? I've been laughing at this stupid stuff so much. I'm like, where's the second one? I like the little chicken legs, by the way. I love them all like laid out. Funny. Here it is. It didn't label it for the. Look at that. It didn't label it right. I'm gonna have to go back through and label that better. Huh. I was wondering where entree 2 was. There's entree 2. Let's put our marker in there. But entree 2, the fundraiser of the century. That's right. How to I changed my family's life, our family's life rather, primarily my own. Then we have, Your Honor, I object to mediocrity. That's where I'm at, fixing things. The bench that never was. Bringing on friends with benefits and rap sheets. Oh my God. How to ruin your biggest donor. And the cruise of compassion. Now there's more. I've got a few more planned, but I'm also I'm going to talk to my boy over Critical Blast. I'm going to talk to him, and I'm going to see. They do a print on demand thing, and I'm going to see if I maybe I'll pop out like a couple of real copies just to see how much they are. That would be really funny. I don't know how much they are to print a pop, though. God, printing is not cheap, man. People have no idea. And shipping is freaking ungodly. But I'll see. So last night, if we get into it, actually, let me roll down. Let me not put it in front of your face while I'm doing this. They brought up all kinds of stupid. And like I said, I think this stuff is pretty important to go over because this has been everywhere, and the allegations are pretty nasty. They're pretty freaking nasty. First, I did think this was funny too. They understand law so much, because people mistake them for lawyers and they can pass the bar right away. They don't understand what happens when you have like someone like Dan Owens end up under investigation. They think it's a big deal, like somebody assigned to like a special investigator or somebody assigned to the AG's office in Florida. They think that's a big deal that they come in. Who do you think investigates those people? I mean, really. And they do get nailed sometimes. Here, I posted about this. Nobody's ever picked this picture up, and I'm not going to be the one to cover this story because they will retaliate here. They very much will. But the district attorney I told you all about that we had here, he went into another county. I'm going to make this very brief. Our district attorney, he likes to wear a star on his belt. He thinks he's Wyatt Earp or something. But he went into another county claiming "quote unquote" ride along. He was driving his own car. He had his own pew pew. There were some dangerous suspects. Now these people were dangerous, but the real police had cornered them or were trying to corner them in an area, and they got into a residential area. And they thought, it'd be bad to try to stop them right there. So they're going to let them go through and stop them later on. Well, our district attorney pulls up, jumps out of his car, and starts in a in a rural district or in a residential district. I said rural, but a residential district. Luckily, nobody got hurt, but they have stripped him of his office here. It's been that bad. It has not been picked up in the mainstream. It should be, but it has not yet. It's been picked up in mainstream press in Tennessee, but it's not been picked up. It should be worldwide because, I mean, there's a video of him, you know, in through a neighborhood. But yeah, he's had to step down. They've had emergency sessions. So stuff does happen. Now, in Hale's case, the way I would see this playing, again, this is a very hard slog, just to note. Like going after corruption in the government is very difficult because the way that you have to approach this stuff, you not only have to have proof, but there has to be something, you know, to strip away any type of immunity these people have, because they have a lot of protections. There has to be something, case law to base that on. And even when there is, a lot of times the first time that you go in that original trial, because you're in their backyard, you lose. You usually end up with your wins in the appeals court. That's where, if you're going to win, and it is a slog, like I said, I commend people for taking on corruption. It is a difficult thing to do. You draw the ire of these people. You know, in fact, you've heard 2L and LP both saying that that the undersheriff, I mean, think about this. Hales is suing. You have the undersheriff in that area who is allegedly, again, according to Lynette, according to 2L and others in that is in so far that he will testify in Ohio as a witness. Also, you know, with the people that have the protective order against them and violations. On top of that, he's part of what is alleged as a conspiracy not to enforce that. Could you imagine, again, him getting up on the stand? I really hope that happens. But anyway, I digress. That is a story, you know, something to continue for another day. But they thought it was such a big deal. They're like, oh my God. You know who's actually going to be helping out with that? And it's like, yeah, you people have no idea who investigates. It also disgusts me when people simp for these government institutions. It does, you know. I'm not saying that there can't be people, you know, we're talking about individuals in those institutions that want to do the right thing. But these institutions are not our friends. They definitely aren't. And it's funny. These are the same people that remember, like certain people on their shows, they don't have felonies. They only look like felonies. You know, they're felony adjacent, I suppose. But they simp for law enforcement when it behooves them. Oh my God, they're felony adjacent. You love it. I got to make sure that gets in my. Oh, by the way, tomorrow I'm going to throw this out there right now. I'm going to throw this out there so people can run back and tell the Fats because they will be mad about it. I'm going to have on Mr. Coop and Georgie. Their favorite people in the world. We'll laugh. We'll cry. We'll talk about why the Fats hate them so much. We'll watch those meaty little tendrils flying. Oh, it's going to be a good one. It'll be a really good one. Oh, they're just not going to be happy. Chicken skin will be spit onto microphones. Yeah, I guarantee it. Oh, God, they're so terrible. Max Lab. Oh, yeah. Max Lab mentioned something too. We'll pull it real fast. And you can see where we've marked for the Leslie stuff to start. But this was interesting as well. So I did almost forget that, Max Lab. Thanks. By the way, Max Lab, I'm glad you're feeling better, brother. You know? Max Lab finds all kinds of good stuff, and in documents sends them over. I'm behind on some documentation, by the way. We will catch it up. We always do, but this case has been so, I'm going to say nutty, that it's taken a minute. Give me a second. I've got to clip this, and this stupid clipper is not working right. There's an article coming out of Tallahassee. I'm working on clipping it, but right now with the storm, it is messing with my signal here. There we go. All right. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to clip it and show it. Give me 1 second. Well, I say that, and I still haven't managed to save it yet. But there's an article coming out of Tallahassee. This popped off on November the 3rd, and again, I'll pull this up. It talks about it actually talks about some of the systems we've been discussing. This being the system for DHS or for CPS, the Department of Children and Families. Now, apparently, they have a little bit of problem in their structure. They have a little bit of a corruption issue. Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought that system would have some kind of corruption issue? Right? I know when you're thinking about them, you're probably like, but they seem like the most honest people ever. So all right, there we go. Finally. Now let's see if it'll let me show it on the screen. I swear, man, these sites. Here we are. Sent over. Yeah, so you're talking about, we've been talking about Department of Children and Family folks that don't do their jobs. Now, again, I'm not saying this is tied to this case, but it just shows you the kind of problems. This is coming out of Florida. So you have one of their former, quote unquote, investigator. I always hate investigator, by the way. You realize what kind of credentials it takes to be part of that? I mean, really, it doesn't take much at all. Nobody sets out really and says, you know what? I want to be part of my life goal is to be part of DCS. No, it's not. It's something you end up with. There's an opening. And I'm not saying, again, like some people, they want to do a good job, but most people aren't aiming to be there. This person here, they're in trouble because of allegedly falsifying records. That's right. They are facing 3 counts of falsifying records. So it notes that the charges stem from an investigation that fell in August after DCF officials accused her of falsifying home visits with clients in at least 2 cases. During the interview, what happened? They began to cry, and she admitted to falsifying, which she claims she didn't know was a criminal offense. Now, what probably happened in this is that she claimed that she went and checked on a case when she didn't. And unfortunately, these things happen a lot more than you realize. They happen all over. And I think that's a good point to bring up, because people talk about, how do these systems go wrong? How does this happen or that happen? Well, you see how, because you get you got a system that just doesn't care, especially if it can't make money. You have some workers that are very unmotivated to do anything. You have it sounds like an entire county that has decided to go after certain people for exposing them with corruption. And the way they're doing it, it's crazy, especially like when you think about it, they're allegedly working with people like 2L, somebody that has been accused by Lynette Preston, another person that they're allegedly working with, of taking $100,000 plus from them. You talk about an absolute shit show, It's like dredging the sewer to go after swans, It's just amazing. But anyway, I thought that's a good note. Max Live. And again, when I talk about this stuff, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm just making points here. And on top of those points that I'm making, I'm also telling you not to contact any individual that we talk about. It does not help these people. They will do fake contacts on their own. And again, that stuff, it's so weird. Like, QL is going to be like, oh my God, you know what? I think Jeremy, he's obsessed with lips. That's why he has George wearing wigs. It's like, what the freaking hell? I'm not trying to be gross in this. I'm just if I look at like George is a pretty woman. He definitely is. Again, I'm not trying to be out of bounds on it or anything. I'm just saying, like, she's an attractive woman. Lips, it's lips. I mean, they say lips is smarter than Jeremy. Oh my God. Oh, Lord. Oh, it's so good. I feel like I've tuned into a comedy routine. This stuff. I was waiting to hear, by the way, all of this. I was waiting to hear how Jeremy, they were going to be like, yeah, and you know what else Jeremy did when he was going after Dan Owens and lips? He caused the government shutdown. So any of you have any problems right now, you blame that Jeremy. Oh, my God. These people, man, they're so dumb. I have been waiting for the blame Jeremy for the government shutdown, though. I haven't caught that yet. It may have happened. But by the way, there are over 2,000 of you here tonight. I appreciate that. On a stormy Friday here, weekends. That is very amazing. So thank you. If you would tell people we are live today, that is appreciated. Tell them tomorrow we will have special guests to make the fats cry, too. And if you would like, also, and if you'd like to go further than that, you would like to help out the channel and also help out starving artists as they stare down the chicken skin and write the memoirs. Oh, man, whoever saw that chicken skin getaways. No, but if you'd like to help out the channel, consider backing it. And thank you. I appreciate you, folks, for real. Thank you all. So let's check this out. Now, you see them whining about, they spend a lot of time talking about Hales and this school thing, a lot. But I love the intro to it. They're like, remember Leslie? Yeah, she hasn't been around in a while because she took a different path. It sounds like she got lost in the woods or something. The last thing I remember is hearing about how Leslie was threatened by 2L in the gang. Like I said, people knew. It's just like the obits, right? And we know about the obits, by the way. Push it. Push that subject. Let's see. We'll produce proof about that. We'll produce proof, Leslie, about where those came from. So push the fact. Keep blaming people like Mike, Veteran Nation. And let's see. You push it. Because like I said, we know how they were used. We know all about that. But hey, I digress there. But we knew, like I said, we've known about the occupational shift for a while. Absolutely. People tell you these things. We also, like I said, we knew about the obit thing for weeks. Well, I want to say weeks. I'd have to look week to weeks, I'll say before that popped up. We knew about all these things, because honestly, sometimes it's just fun to watch the crazy because crazy will pop off. The only reason that Leslie again popped up as something to discuss is because Megan as a parent was like, oh my God, this is disturbing. This is absolutely disturbing. And I'll agree. But she's loving her life right now. Oh, she's enjoying what she does. And for those of you, if you follow her story, if you read her book, well, what? Holy Jesus. Did she write a book? Did she really write a book? I don't remember like a new book. I'm talking about like a real book, not those little like notes that are here and there. Did she actually write a novel about her life? And if there is a novel out there, I would love to get that, and we will do. That's true. Yes, Johnny. If you that is a good point, Johnny. I like that. Yes, if you would like to support the channel, think about this. We will, for right now, as we are working on our project, we will, I'm going to say, commandeer a certain beloved thing from the Fats. If you'd like to help out the channel, consider donations, aka chicken skins. Chicken skins. What is all this chicken skin I'm hearing about? Yes, consider chicken skin and breadstick. Oh my God, that's pretty funny. But yeah, if there is a book out there for real, holy God, please. If one of you wonderful folks out there could find me this masterpiece, I will. If it costs money and you haven't picked it up, let me know. I will pay for it. I will absolutely pay for this book. You better damn well believe I will. What's sad too is like these weirdos, they don't understand this. They're like, oh, you're so mean, Tug. You know what? Nobody gives a fuck about your book. I could make you more money like reading excerpts from your book than you ever make on your own. So enjoy the ride. But if you read her book, you might know she used to be a teacher. If you read her book, oh my God. And she taught chemistry and science and stuff. I love it when somebody's going to qualify this with a statement about how smart. Just listen to this. This is how it went. And like you can imagine this in real life. She taught chemistry and science and stuff because she's a little smarter than the germ. Oh my God, I love the day. I love the day. Oh man, I saw some of that chicken skin coming in. Thank you, Joan. Oh, watching those memberships and chicken skins flying in. Oh, you people are the best. I tell you. Yeah, you don't read fiction, Rebel. Well, actually, you listen to it a lot. Any filing they put together is like 9/10. The book is under E.G. Alexander. Give me a second. I'm gonna look. Let's see. E.G. Alexander. Give me a minute. Oh, is that the family court book? Oh, it's free. It's free. Gimme. It's free. Imagine it. I got a Kindle Unlimited membership. By the way, right now, if you would like to read it, and you're just bored, if you have if you have an Amazon account, you can pick up Kindle Unlimited for 3 months for 99 cents per month, which is definitely worth it anyway, because there's many books out there that you can pick up. You can read them on any device, that you put a Kindle app on. And for 3 months, again, you're doing it for 99 cents a pop. So for each month. So you can get your money's worth reading anything else. And, well, if you want to be entertained by that, I'm definitely nailing that sucker down too. I'm making this clear. I do not leave reviews for people like this. There's only one book there. Let me see. I'll read the, oh yeah, it is her. Holy shit. It's got her wackadoodle picture and everything. That's amazing. That is amazing. Oh my Lord. Let's see what it says about her. E.G. Alexander, Esquire, retired, is a lawyer who dedicated her life to fighting for the rights of those ensnared in family court, guardianship courts, and children service cases, where she fought to keep families together. She held a license for federal and state court trial and appellant attorney while she practiced law. E.G. Alexander, retired, attended law school in her 30s, motivated by her own experiences with the failures in Florida. Oh my God. She wrote holy crap, this is like 5 paragraphs. This is amazing, man. This is. Give me a second. Give me a minute here. I want to show you this. Give me 1 minute. I'm glad they mentioned the book. Let's see. I need to pull up a 1 minute incognito window. Amazon E.G. Alexander. This is so nuts, man. All right, books. E.G. Alexander. There it is. I'm going to pull this up here. And when I'm pulling it up here, it's on a incognito filter. So I'm not going to dox my Amazon or anything like that. You know, not that it really, I don't know if I care that much, but at the same time, let's see. Just making sure it's lining up with it real quick. Give me 1 minute. I almost got it. I'm trying to line up the incognito filter with it too, because I want to look at it. It's part of the Legally Pro Se series. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yes, here's the book. Bam. There it is. Look, it's Family Law Pro Se, a non-lawyer's guide to self-representation by E.G. Alexander. Oh, man. 110 pages. Wow. Oh, I can't wait to read. I mean, I can't wait to see like how much of it is just AI. But look, it's definitely what the hell, by the way, Leslie. Look at that. Like the eyes and stuff. Yeah, that's totally look, the face looks like a mask, lady. That is definitely not natural. It's very strange, you know. It's very strange. Man, I never thought that the L's would freaking find something to entertain me here. I'm going to feed this. I'm going to feed it over to Speechify, and it's going to read it. Barack Obama will read me her book. Like I said, not being political, but if you have Speechify, that man, you can dislike a person for politics or love them. But if you dislike them, you can still admit they have a great reading voice. And for stuff, he has a great AI reading voice. So I definitely love it there. But you see, look at this bio. It's a mother of one. Okay. During law school, she excelled academically and was selected from over 150 students to join Moot Court Honorary Board. What? The Moot Court? What is the Moot Court Honorary? What? Moot Court. I know what a moot court is, but what's the Moot Court Honorary Board? Does that matter? So they're just student organizations. They're like, yeah, hey, as a student, you can join. So out of 150 law students, she got to be part of the mock trial team. That's really what that means. Okay. She also founded the school's first organization dedicated to raising awareness among future lawyers about discrimination against people with mental illness and disabilities and the wrongful institutionalization of vulnerable populations. AKA, she said, I'm ADA protected. Yep. I bet you when whoever in the ecosystem, I'm going to guess, contacted that school, by the way, I bet you that was the first thing that came out. I'm ADA protected. I bet that was the first thing. You can't fire me. I am ADA protected. I like, well, as a practicing attorney, E.G. Alexander, Esquire, retired. Continued her education in trial advocacy, where she successfully won trials for parents who are going through divorce, parental alienation, termination of parental rights, and paternity cases. My God, if you were my attorney, I would just phone it in, you know, honestly. Honestly. That's just, I can't even imagine. I'd be like, yep, I quit, you win. The other side, auto. Her work restoring rights towards of guardianship and her success in changing laws and parental rights through a landmark appeals earned her exposure on ABC and NBC. We actually looked that up. It's funny they didn't do follow-ups with your thing either. If they would have, that might have been interesting. She shared her expertise as a guest speaker with the Palm Beach clerk of courts, educating them on how to uncover guardianship fraud. Despite her success with licenses to practice in Florida State and Florida District Court, E.G. Alexander Esquire voluntarily retired her law license in 2023 at the height of her career in response to witnessing unethical actions by members of the state. What the freaking hell? Is that why you retired your law license? That doesn't mention in lieu of disciplinary actions. She's saying, oh, I had to retire because there were unethical things around me I witnessed. How dare you? It's amazing. Today, E.G. Alexander works behind the scenes, assisting attorneys with complex legal issues and preparing them for trial. She also founded educational program Legally Pro Se. Let me look this up. Legally Pro Se. Legally Pro Se. I'm curious. Program E.G. Alexander. 1 second. I see the book. Yep, there's the book there. Aside from that, I'm missing your I'm missing out on the party there. Oh crap, is this another book? Solutions to Legal U.S. Crisis. Wait, was there another book? Yep, there is another book too. It was hiding out. For some reason, it didn't link it with the other one. Why is that? Yeah, it links it by itself. There we go. I found them there. I'm linking them together. There you go. You're welcome, E.G. Alexander. Now they'll appear together. They wouldn't search right together. Now she has 3 books. Oh shit, there's only 2. Like I'm gonna have to put another one in there. Does she have one talking about how amazing she is? You know, that's what I'm gonna write a book about how amazing I am. How I'm a Hollywood fixer. I mean, according to 2L, it's like this. And the day Jeremy Hales contacted him because he had single-handedly won the Depp case, which, by the way, I covered. I was the greatest at. Oh my God, what an idiot! Aim to empower. Give me a second. Okay, I'm good. Aimed at empowering the public to represent themselves and face navigating legal system alone. Her story is a powerful exploration of the flaws of the legal system, hidden battles fought by those who seek to bring about justice. Totally. That is amazing. I am very moved. All right, let's go back to our transcript. That is very amazing. I'm totally moved by that junk. That like hit me right in the stones. That hit me like an emotional kidney stone. I'm trying to pass it totally. An emotional kidney stone. I'm going to put that in that chicken skin for the soul. Oh my God. Let me write that down. Oh, that is good. Normally I'm like, I just say dumb things, but that one's pretty funny. Emotional kidney stones. Emotional kidney stones. I need to pass. That's really good. Oh my God, I'm going to include that in one of those chapters. I can't help it. Oh. Why isn't she using her own name? She doesn't. She just doesn't. Yeah, the book, it's writing itself. I'm telling you, really. You know what's funny? It was the chicken skin for the soul. At first, when I first did it, when I made the jokes, I pulled up AI and I was like, just write something. You know, we were joking about it. Well, I threw that shit away. If you go back and you listen, I took some of the drafting points, and but I was like, no. I'm going to write this baby up because it's going to be fun. No freaking AI. AI can help with making sure that certain things are aligned and everything, but no AI punchlines and stuff. Let's have real fun. But it is like the chapters right there. Right now, I can't keep up with all the different chapters. There's so many of them. But anyway, she says she's got her book. She used to be a teacher. She's smarter than the germ. And anyway, I think he can't handle it. He can't handle women that are smarter than him. Jeremy all the time, by the way, says that he's an idiot. He has a good self-deprecating humor. He knows how many women he works with, though. He knows how many women these weirdos in the ecosystem they love to target. It's so strange. He's totally, oh my God. No, women help him run his business. They help him succeed. That's the way partners. That's the way people that work. They don't work. Here's the thing, too. I noticed Jeremy said something one day, and I think certain words that they tell you about mindset, right? I like to listen to how people they speak about folks that are around them. A lot of times when he talks about the people who work for him, he doesn't say they work for me. He will sometimes, but oftentimes he will say they work with me. Now that's a minor distinction, but it's also, when utilized with many other things, that's a mindset, people they may be your employees, but they're not necessarily working for you. They are working with you. When you're the person in the storage units too, and you're doing this, you're doing that, and you value folks, I think that says something. But yeah, they take every shot. They're like, oh yeah, but anyway, back to Leslie, because Jeremy, she went back to teaching. She's been doing it a while. Oh, she absolutely enjoys it. Oh, because if you ever want to listen to Leslie on a panel, she's always educating us and explaining the law, the documents. Yeah. And guardianships. Yeah. She was telling you too that we all owed her $300,000. And they all think somehow that she's a very good person, by the way. Yeah, she was so nice. She put together that bully exterminators and called everyone that remotely disagreed with her. She called them terrible things. And on top of that, she took a guy that apparently, if you talk about his appearance, that you're anti-Semitic, and she went even further and she had him crucified as Christ, because that's certainly not offensive. Yeah. And yeah, that's just the beginning. But I digress. But going through, she's like, she's disappeared, right? All this stuff too that I'm skipping around. I'm skipping for a purpose. But she's like, she disappeared, right? She knew at some point this could happen. And it obviously did. Someone found out she was teaching, right? So I was told today about a post that was in one of these stupid groups. They're asking like, what school was it named? She's teaching it. Actually, nobody docks the fact that she was teaching, you loudmouth lying piece of garbage. What they talked about was the fact that she opened up a YouTube channel, which you will minimize there, with students that are part of it. While she's in the classroom, she's not just recording herself, which again, that by itself is a problem. We're not talking about, if you did that in certain places, maybe. But again, this setting, I'm going to say as fast as it came down, she's also, again, she's talked about, if you go by her own, I said this earlier, but if you go by her own narrative, she says that these people out there, they're stalking me. They're doing all these horrible things. So what's your idea? Well, in order to promote yourself, you put up videos with people that you shouldn't have them in there. You put up videos of them. And if you were even remotely correct in what you say, which you're not, but if that's your mindset, if you truly believe that, what are you endangering people for? What would be the risk versus the reward? You know? I mean, that's the wild thing. Like I said, people knew about it. They'll try to say nobody knew about it. Oh, we not only knew about it for a while, but we can prove that we did if it needs to come to that. Because again, it's wild. Through this, they try to not only blame Jeremy, but they try to blame Megan, Rosalind, myself, and others. And apparently we're all colluding to contact schools and more. It's wild. Meanwhile, people like Marla, Marla, foot soldier Marla is like, I don't think he did it. I think somebody else is setting him up. I mean, isn't that kind of wild? So even Marla is like, this is way too far-fetched to be real. Or maybe she's like, the liability in this might be bad. It's bad when like Marla, one of your foot soldiers. Let's see. Let me send that over real quick to myself. I'll show you what I'm talking about. She like she goes from the he totally did this to it's being set up. Now, of course, John Cook has to be part of that. And be like, it's the hypocrisy, by the way. He has to be like, oh, you don't mess with kids. This coming from the guy who, you remember the pew pew incident, John? You do remember that, right? Because that involved the kid, right? And you did admit to pulling out ye old pew pew. You just say you don't point it right at the people. But you did definitely brandish it. Even you admit that. So I think it's a bit hypocritical to say that kids and more when you're definitely not, they're not elevating or standing up for students. I mean, that's and should we get into the allegation part or should we just leave it? Again, that's an inconvenient truth though, right? Let me see. I don't know if this thing will lock that in. I may have to wait for a few minutes. Give me a second. Yeah, it's still damn it, man. What is up with that? I'll come back to that. Okay. I'll come back to that screenshot there. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull that back up. But it does not want this thing, man. It is being so ugly. It doesn't love me anymore, people. I really hate sending up a new computer. I'm gonna have to. All right, let me pull the document back up. It'll lock in a few minutes. It's just, there it goes. So look, it took it all that time to register it. Here we go. So here's Marla, by the way. Again, one of their most loyal little foot soldiers, right? Fighting the mean old Jeremy germ. She's like, they're like, you see them talking. If any of them call a school, better be careful when you get a knock on your troll door. Oh, yeah. Oh, Jeremy's such a sad man. But then later it's like, it wasn't likely him, but someone trying to frame him. But they didn't think about the cops tracing the phone number. Actually, even with that is not 100% because what people will do, and there are people out there attached to the ecosystem that very well know about pretending to be other people. But what these people will do is they'll use stuff to spoof phone numbers, email addresses, and so on. They'll pretend to be other people. Man, that thunder's rough outside. Hear that? Like I said, if I go out for a minute, I will come back in, but I will probably have to read documentation to you after that, just to say. You also had John, I was saying, in here, being like, wow, the link someone will go to hurt me. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? This is a guy that was sitting around behind the scenes talking about how at a certain age, you don't give about a life sentence and is alleged to wanting to hire a hitman and more. Are you freaking kidding me? But it did not take long before someone finds out exactly who did this. You don't mess with kids in the state. Well, you've been alleged in different ways. Again, Lynette alleged some pretty awful stuff. I'm not saying you did anything, by the way, but you just alleged yet again that Jeremy Hales did something to kids. That's strange. Because that's what that was about. They can't help themselves. They just, they have to allege something weird all the time. So anyway, I note that because people found out she was teaching. So she's like, oh, I actually contacted Leslie. Oh, yeah, I contacted. I let her know what's going on. We saved the posts. Yeah. Did you tell her, hey, posting pictures of kids in the school is probably a very bad thing? No, of course not. But what happened is insane. So in order for this to go on, these people must be stalking her, right? Like all day, every day. Here's another thing. Maybe people, she, just like 2L and more, maybe they've burned enough people that people let you know all the time what's going on. And maybe concerned folks let you know things like, hey, this person now, they're uploading imagery of kids. Yeah, maybe. By the way, Lips, I know some really crazy stuff. Like some really crazy stuff. YouTube oriented stuff. Maybe let me say YouTube. How do I say this without it being awful? Clean your own mess up on YouTube. There are videos out there that shouldn't be out there. Let's just say that. And yeah. Man, I don't know if you guys have opened up so many accounts that you don't clock what's out there, but there's stuff that should not be. So maybe clean that up before you continue to move on with other stuff. But in order, they have to be stalking all the time. So there's an accusation, stalking, oh my God, he's stalking. Okay. What happens if, so here they minimize. Oh, she's teaching chemistry. So she created a YouTube channel for her kids to go. In case they miss class or something, they could go and learn a specific subject or a specific part, of their chemistry class. So she created this video. Now, she didn't create a video, by the way. She created a channel, and she had multiple videos. They are not how-to videos, by the way. If you put up some how-to videos that were outside of the classroom, I don't even know if I would agree. Even potentially, I would have to think about this because I'd have to look up the recording in a classroom like in the state of Florida. Potentially, if there were no kids in there, it was between classes. I don't know. But the crazy thing about it is, too, she had these weird lights and stuff. You can't even read the boards. It's her talking, pointing to a board you can't see because it's blinded out, and it's something else. But again, the thing that they're leaving out, they make it sound like it's just it's lessons on the go, and it's not that. It wasn't that at all. It is again filmed in the classroom. So she did it 2 days ago. 2 days, right? Somehow they found it. They posted a link to the school that she works at. When you click on it, you always like the they, by the way. So this gets a little confused here because this sounds like they're saying Jeremy Hales did it. That's what they're leading their audience to believe. Jeremy Hales, or, again, depending on who it is, they may be trying to blame Rosalind or Megan or myself, whomever. But what they're really talking about is some random Facebook post out there. But again, they attribute random Facebook. So should I attribute every horrible fucking post that is? I could contribute some pretty bad ones to you too, Hale. Is that what you want? You want me to attribute every follower post that ever comes up to you? Because I seem to remember, or, again, with your mods channels, which is you still, should I attribute the statements that were made about Miyagi and the Kirk stuff? Should I attribute those to you? Because a random person, that could be them for all we know. God, that's some loud thunder. I don't know if you can hear it. It's picking up at my mic. So I hear it myself. Got a bit. Let me see when the storm passes. Like I said, if I lose connection, then I'll lose connection. Let me see. Weather. Just give me a minute. Let me see if I have to worry about my weather pop off. Again, all of this though, I love how it's it's minimized because, again, it has nothing to do with working in a school. If people gave a shit about that, they would have mentioned it weeks ago. It's like, look, this person is doing some crazy garbage again. And it also came with statements of don't contact, don't do anything like that. But hey, let's ignore that, right? But they're like, oh man, with that link, when you clicked on it, because I clicked on, oh my God, you clicked on it, so you were harassing lips? Is that what it was? This is the thing too. So these people tell you all the time. This is why I have real trouble buying some of the stuff that they want to throw out there as well. Because they tell you all the time that they track posts, right? You heard the thunder. Okay. I thought maybe you could. Yeah, no. If you hear it again, it's pretty loud. I apologize. But, I would tell it to stop. I'm like, stop it. But it just doesn't help. But yeah, if they were really worried about that, you remember Volpe and these other idiots, they when they send out links, remember they were talking about tracking people with links? And you had 2L in the gang. They were talking about how they don't click on stuff like that. Because they worry about somebody hacking their computer or giving them the virus. You remember all that stuff? Because you remember when Lips was claiming that Megan had checked an email 72 times, whatever. I don't remember the number. But you remember them talking about that's why we don't do it. So you're telling me that she saw a random link online and she was like, yeah, I'm going to click that. Even though the policy that they've stated repeatedly is they don't click on random things because they know how people are. That's strange, isn't it? That almost sounds like maybe you felt safe with it. And if you felt safe with it, who posted that? But I digress. Again, that's the joy of some of this stuff, isn't it? I don't know. I'm just saying that seems very weird. It brings you to a page that is a list of faculty and the staff right there, right? And I'm like, oh my God. And I type in her name and boom, there's this like, oh God, are you effing kidding me? It's not good. Huh. I wonder, here's a question too. Have you ever seen something online and it disturbed you as a parent? It disturbed you. And again, I'm not talking about contacting or anything, but you see a story and you're like, holy crap, these people, especially if you've known about a person. I'm like, oh my God, they're doing something crazy again. Have you ever seen something that really disturbs you? And, I see that with police videos, for example. You see all these police doing terrible things, and their responses. By the way, I saw one the other day. This is on this subject, but I'm leaning to it. Lackluster. I don't know if any of you ever watch Lackluster. I like them, by the way. Check out their channel for sure. Big, do a lot of good stuff on there. But they put out a video. They were talking about brutality, terrible situation, and guess what? The police started investigating them because they were like, oh, these people, they were telling people to contact. No, they just unveiled the truth. People don't like it when you unveil the truth. They don't like it whether it's the police or attorneys, prosecutors. They don't like it when it's the school organizations. They don't like it. But you know what? I'm not the mofo that uploaded a video from inside the school with kids' heads and faces in it. I'm not that. Megan's not that. Jeremy Hales is not that. You aren't that. Rosalind Duke and so on. We're not the ones who did that. We are not the ones bringing in people off YouTube. And if YouTube is such a bad place, like they're saying, if people are stalking, that's the words they use. If there are people are stalking all the time, why the hell are you people uploading pictures of other people's kids? It doesn't make sense. Either they're lying about that stuff, or they're the worst people ever, or both. You have to feel pretty comfortable in a situation to upload things like that, right? Like you calling the police saying blah, 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 and yet By the way, they said that they went to the police too. We'll be FOIAing the fuck out of that. You better believe that. But they say, oh, she only had it up for 2 days, and it's made for kids. No, it's posted. It's not videos made for kids. By the way, those also weren't labeled as for kids. So they were first of all, they were posted publicly. They're posted in an area that I don't really know if you're supposed to be posting that anyway. But on top of that, they weren't quote unquote made for kids. They were made for general audience. There is a tab that you have to select in YouTube if you make items for kids. And one of the things, no one would have ever found those either, because they don't push or promote things that are made for kids. You know, she could have, she's used YouTube enough. If she wanted to put out videos and put them out to her class and that's it, she could have uploaded and unlisted the videos. And she knows this stuff. I mean, she's done this with channels, unlisted, listed them back, unlisted. What you can do with YouTube, you can do a couple of things. You can put up things as private when you upload. That means nobody can see it. You can put it up like public. You know, like what you're looking at right now, anybody can watch it. Or you can put it up as quote unquote unlisted. Now, unlisted means if I give you the link to it, you can watch it. She could have very well made videos, set them up for her class only, or they're unlisted, and sent out a link to each video, or they could be on the, you know, on the channel or whatever. She could have it set up where her class can find those things, and they're the only ones that would ever find them. You know, which again, the school, that would be a problem with school, them not being aware of the actions. But I'm wondering if they were aware of the actions to begin with. But they could have, if they're saying so many terrible things they're happening out there. And again, you know, she also, I'm sure in this situation, I will bet you money that she talked to her students about those terrible people online. I bet you she did. You know, those people, by the way, that she sued, defamed, dropped lawsuits again, picked up lawsuits again, defamed, made crazy videos over and shit, lied about it more, dropped and is being sued right now by. That'll be fun. 2L, by the way, wanted to bring up the lawsuit and be like, you can't win now. Oh, yeah, we totally can win lawsuits. Again, our lawsuit isn't about whether or not this piece of trash freaking felt, oh, they're so mean to me. It's about this person that again, they put together malicious lawsuits and tried to come after us. So it has nothing to do with anything like this. But anyway, he's like, oh, it was 2 days ago, 17 hours ago. Wait. The post was posted 2 days ago, 17 hours ago. Wait, what? The time's changing. This morning, the school principal gets a phone call, okay, from someone trying to make a complaint about a teacher who's their children's teacher. He's a parent of a child that's in Leslie's chemistry class, and she's not fit to be teaching kids. So yeah, the principal asks, okay, what's your name, sir? Because they have everything listed. All the parents' names are listed as all confidential. This is a high school, right? You know, by the way, you don't have to call in and say, hey, I'm a parent. People can call in and be like, I'm concerned about this. I'd love to hear a recording of this just to see if it's real. Again, I have some big doubts about whether this stuff is real or not. Even if they did get a complaint, if they did, the things they allege afterwards are just crazy. And again, a school that allows this kind of shit coming from one of their teachers to say this is what happened on a day. Oh yeah. See, 2L has put this out in audiences of over, when you combine audiences, you're talking about over 1 million people see this stuff. There's allegations that are made about people, and they are making it through a school district. It's crazy. It's crazy. Connecting my name, I'm very much like that puts me on a it sets me with an interesting quandary, I suppose, because you trying to connect my name with this shit pisses me off. Trying to connect Megan Fox or Rosalind or whomever, Jeremy Hales, whomever. Yeah, I'd love some clarification on what happened. In fact, I'm going to sleep on this idea because I don't like contacting places, but at the same time, when people are trying to link my name to some serious allegations, like, yeah, maybe I need a comment from the place itself about what exactly happened. Because according to them, the teacher that works there is telling all these people this. See, these are statements from Leslie. That's the thing. So a teacher at the school is making all of these claims, okay? But this is a high school in the state of Florida. I mean, I can't believe what he did. He pretends to be a parent of one of the students. He must have gotten stumped that they were asking who, what, like you're a parent. Oh, so he turns around and says, I'm Jeremy Hales. I'm the famous YouTuber. Who are you? I am, by Jove, I am that Jeremy Hales. I am the most famous YouTuber of all. And I could hear, behind them, I could hear a chorus of all of the people. I could hear George and Travis, all of them singing. What in the world are you playing? What? Exactly. I mean, what now? I'm Jeremy Hales, and I am the famous YouTuber. And I'm like, are you effing kidding me? So the lady turns around. She turns around, looks him up, and is like, well, I'm sorry, we don't have a parent named Jeremy Hales. And so I guess he started the complaining or whatever. So again, they've made the allegation that Jeremy Hales calls a school. He pretends to be, again, this is coming from one of they're saying, they started all of this allegation out by saying that I contacted Leslie to find out what was happening, and she told me all this. So this is, again, from one of their faculty on the outside, talking about an incident that supposedly happened at school. I don't feel like I'm going out on a limb saying this is probably not something you're supposed to talk about. I get that feeling, it doesn't look like something the school would be like, yeah, why don't you go out there? Why don't you mention it? So now there's like red flags going on, who's this person? And so by 11 o'clock, I mentioned the link with the faculty. It's just that when you look, our name up, a reason I mentioned that is because there's 274 faculty members. So you went in and you got the number. That's strange, isn't it? Why are you looking up how many faculty members there are? Is it to help out your weird allegation, or is it because you had something to do with this? I'm just curious, because it's very strange to say, look, they have a very specific number. You think about this. How would they know that every faculty member was contacted? Because they're saying that they're going to say there's email that went out. They have 274 faculty members. 274 faculty members were contacted. Now, again, how would they know? They say that it didn't go to everyone. It was mass mailed, but in order to do so, and again, to set that up through their through the contact portal. Look, check this out. So this is how their contact portal looks. That looks like it would be a real pain in the buttocks to actually pull out, because there's usually not a feature that says message entire school. You know what I mean? You would have to either, they're saying that he somehow sent out a mass mailing and sent it to every faculty member. So he went through and what? Did he pull up all of those addresses and that in? Are you telling me that for 274 people, he went, he clicked in, he put in a name, an email address, a subject, and a message? And he sent it to every one of them like that. Do you realize how much time, like Jeremy Hales is a smart business person, but you notice one thing that he is, I'm going to say he is not somebody that's going to sit down and have programs, or the idea, I want to build a program real quick that'll mass mail people. No, 274 people. Really? Are you kidding me? See, this is where this stuff gets pretty outlandish in this, because email. See, this is why I'm like, there seems to be a problem in all of this stuff. Could there have been email sent? Sure. Could it have had Hale's address on it? Sure. Does that mean it wrote it? No, because apparently you just get to write in whatever you want. I could write in that they sent one. I mean, that's the wild thing. They're probably, again, if you self-report, these are not honest people. The last time they self-reported, well, I'm going to say one of the ecosystem went to jail for quite some long time for self-reporting. They self-reported that a blind man was the head of a conspiracy that they were part of. So, I digress. But they're telling the world throughout this that the 274 members of staff, I looked them up. When you look them up, it tells their name. It tells you the department they're in, the teacher, coach, or whatever, school therapist. And you can message each person. And in order to do, he had to spend hours doing this. So they're saying that he sat down and emailed every member of the school. And he spent hours doing that. That's crazy as an allegation. I mean, Lord, it sounds like somebody may have done that themselves and then tried to blame it on someone. Emailed every staff member, messaging saying, if you want to know who the real Leslie Ferderigo's is, click here to some video. I want to know the video. To 274 staff members at the school. And when you go there to do that, you can't mass mail. You can't grab their emails. You literally have to click on each one and send a message. You have to put in a name, blah, blah, blah. So he sent it to 200. The principal had to stop. They got wind of it and had to stop it. They spammed it. They spammed all the emails. So a couple of them went through, and then she had to make an announcement. So right there, you're telling me that Leslie Ferderigo's made comments about people who are suing her in a school to potentially not just staff, but the students and more. Huh. This almost sounds like some kind of insanity that the ecosystem they themselves planned out. It sounds like either, at first when I thought about it, I thought, well, this sounds like some retaliation because she turned on them. But now the more that I listen, it sounds like, that could be something they wanted to rig up and exploit. Oh, look what happened here. 3,000 students' education was stopped today because there was an announcement made. They had to take care of it. Well, what? So they got an email. You're telling me the school supposedly gets a call, and if we take them at their word, some emails. So they stop the school, the entire school, shut down everything. Leslie has to get up on her soapbox, make an announcement to the entire school here. Education must just stop everything. They have campus police there. The campus police were brought in. I mean, it's insane what he freaking did. Then she compares that to the tragedies that happen at school. She tries to tie his name in to tragedies at schools. That's nuts. And again, if they had said this kind of shit right here, if this is the way that Florida wants to handle that, again, Leslie Ferderigo's has done some crazy shit to the point that she had to retire in lieu of discipline from being a freaking lawyer. That was her last thing. She has I mean, she's done some crazy stuff online. She's made videos of, God, not just people like Hales, but we're talking about her own family she's gone after. You know, she's running her adult stuff as well that she's put online. But of course, this narrative, remember, anybody that's concerned, they're a monster, you know. I mean, it's so wild. They don't play when crazy loons call the school and threaten. So now it's a threat. Because you know that's a threat, they say. That's a threat. Oh my God. Then though, I mean, for real, look at this nasty stuff. He's obsessed with lips. You know, that's why George wears a wig, because she's clearly inspired by lips. Oh my God. Apparently, you know, they can try everything that we do. They can put together again. They even, if you watch any of their stuff, notice this. I thought it was pretty funny. They even delay by as many minutes as we have. And as a small channel, that's actually not a smart thing. It's also not a smart thing to put on a long intro. You know, that's not something that when you have a couple hundred people that are showing up, that's not what you do. We do it to make sure that when over 1,000 people start showing up, that everybody, it's not to inconvenience people, it's to make sure that when people arrive late or they arrive when they're coming in, it gets everybody at that same place when we start. So everybody's at a good place to go. But them, I mean, again, the copycats over there that have tried to copycat enough that, you know, we have people like Miltoast being like, yeah, I got to stick to this storage, people, because the clicks come in, you know, meaning, yeah, they get a little validation off that, but nothing else. It's weird to be like, oh, and I, as the mental health professional, you know, that uses ChatGPT to diagnose, they think he needs a mental evaluation. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? You know, these people are just, you're talking about a mentally ill person that talks about how they're ADA protected in their mental illness. And yet you want to be like, but Hales, it's so wild. And again, they don't stop. I mean, this just keeps going on and on. Like it's the whole thing. And then they start going in. They start bringing it up into how this stuff is going to be somehow. They had to, of course, turn it into something about Ohio because, oh my God, John, Michelle. Right here, by the way, John and Michelle, they're bringing up Michelle because I'm sure they've been told to, because otherwise, Michelle, she's still going to come after you for that money, you moron. It doesn't matter how much you try to deflect and to redirect. Michelle's still going to want her money. But I mean, they spend so much of this freaking thing, an entire live stream, just going over and over it, and even making this stuff out. Again, they went into Leslie's class. They had to go down to the police campus. We'll be FOIAing that, by the way, because I want to see. Because again, if these weirdos tried to say that there was a complaint and they wanted to treat it like a mass event, I'm going to say, you know, there's certain events, terrible events that have been happening at schools. If that's, again, one of their teachers making these kind of statements, oh, it's so weird. But look at it. I mean, they spend their whole night, like all of this, like it's about that. It's about that. It's about that. It just keeps going on. It's about that. Oh my God. It's so funny. Oh, it's still about that. Oh, look. Yeah. Oh man. Megan, Tug, Rosalind. Oh man. But yeah, they tried to link us into to all of that stuff. They brought us up a few times too. And that's just let me see. Let me roll down. Is there anything else in here? I mean, there's a lot more to talk about in these, but God, that's all. I mean, that's all this is. This is Jeremy. This is all Jeremy. They don't talk about. They're never going to talk about Jeremy anymore. But look, this is all Jeremy. It's all Jeremy. It's still all Jeremy. But look, it's all a conspiracy, though. Oh my God, Megan, Tug, Rosalind talked about it too. That means it's a conspiracy. Yeah, here's a weird thing. It's just like by that logic, that means what 2L is talking about and me covering it, or just Jay. Jay talked about it. Does that mean that 2L is conspiring with Jay? Dun, dun, dun. People will talk about the same stuff. That does happen because it's pretty freaking crazy what we run across. But apparently that's conspiracy. Everybody's linked to it, and everybody. Well, this is so creepy, man. This is so creepy. The speculation on the reason why George wears the wigs. Yeah, it's a speculation. They tried to. Oh, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Oh yeah. But how they've been the last couple of years. Oh man, they just grab the newest thing and they run with it and mock it. Hell yeah. Mock everything these people do, Oh, they must have a daily minion stab me. Man, we need to have one of those. Yeah. I'm gonna mass mail everyone. Can you imagine making these statements and then linking up with someone like Paint Chips? Can you imagine that? I mean, it's nuts, isn't it? They even bring up what's really funny, and I noticed this here too. They bring up Paint Chips, and then they bring up the idea of VPNs. And they're like, oh, well, Jeremy may have one. Yeah, you know what else? Like I said, you can take something that spoofs people's phone numbers and email addresses. And these people, they can pretend to be you if you're not careful. That's what some of these people will do. Or they'll take they'll take something and they'll change it so insignificantly small that it looks like another person, like there's a period in there or something else, and they try to make it look like you did something. Again, could I believe somebody would make a call? Potentially, maybe. I haven't heard anything that collaborates that, but the YouTube thing, that's disturbing. But then to go on and claim 274 emails, to go on and claim stalking, shut down an entire school, to compare to a mass pew-pewing, and more. What insanity. These people, it's like they just want to hook themselves more into, and they were talking about the lawsuit too. They were saying all of this now, well, that helps win. And it was like, well, that's really weird because with the lawsuit, first of all, that doesn't have anything to do with the lawsuit. But on top of that, is that the plan? Was that the plan to try to deflect and to try to do damage to the lawsuit? She said also, and I think this is important, that she told the school that she is in a lawsuit with a stalker. That's what she claimed about Hales. So according to 2L, that she told the school, she told the authorities, the police, that she here. I mean, again, this is more evidence. When they talk about, going in lawsuits, she's like, she did let them know she was in a lawsuit with someone who was a stalker. She let them know, by the way, this beforehand. So before anything happened here, this is a very important statement with this too. I think this is a very important statement. I hope Jeremy catches this part and notes the timestamp here. According to, again, Leslie's mouthpiece here, she told the school preemptively that she was in a lawsuit with a stalker in case anybody ever complains. So anything that she does, oh, carte blanche, because blame Jeremy. It goes with the meme. It blames Jeremy. Isn't that insane? They also tried to say that maybe AI scraped the page to break all of that up. Oh my God. What idiots. I mean, these people, they're so stupid though. But yeah, she's like, oh, congratulations. Now you're being investigated. Yeah. So actually, this sounds more like she also said something weird. She said that Leslie had been cleared by the FBI. Wait, what? Check this out. She said, well, yeah, well, she loves it all. She loves all of this. And to me, yeah, I could educate, but you know, she's just been out of it, man. She's been cleared. She has no criminal record. She's been cleared by the FBI. What? She's been cleared by the FBI? Was she under investigation by the FBI? I mean, these people, dude. But I did like the fact that, again, they made it clear that she had preemptively told the schools that she was in a lawsuit with a stalker. Again, she's being sued over doing this kind of crazy stuff, but she just can't help herself. She has to make up other nasty claims. Oh, nuts, isn't it? Can't listen to 2L for longer than 20 minutes. Well, that's why, you know, if you want to know what happens on the show, I'll tell you, this is how you do it. You go, you find yourself someplace that you grab transcripts from, you know. Now, the transcripts, they will sometimes, because they're mush mouths. So when they speak, it will drop off words. And sometimes you might have to go and check something. But you can hit a link to download a video very easily. It's simple to download YouTube videos. And you can grab you a transcript. You take the transcript and you put it in. You don't put, so most places, they give you the ability to either put in timestamps or to leave them out. Now, if you put in the timestamps, this will be annoying. So leave the timestamps out for what I'm telling you. You take the transcript, you take off the timestamps, and you put it in somewhere like Speechify. You have it read it to you. I like Snoop Dogg, for example. I love Snoop Dogg telling me like what happened in their live streams. It's pretty funny. You turn it up to 1.5 to 2 speed, and you can just blitz through it pretty fast. That's how you cover their stuff. You know, now Jay, if you really want a breakdown of somebody who enjoys their shit show and sets through all of the calamity, all of it, just Jay does. I will not sit through that whole insane calamity. It's so awful to listen to. I have sat through, I think, 4 shows. But I can't sit there an whole night and just listen to them. They bore me to tears. It's not the coughing, the indignance toward their chat, turning on their chats all the time. And the fact that, again, they don't allow people to post anything that even is remotely not negative, but questioning. Like all of that it's disturbing. It's very cultish. I need a chapter about cults too. I've got to put that in. I got to remember that. I think for the chicken skin book, let me see. I do keep a running dialogue so I can remember it with AI. That's one thing I do. Anytime I have an idea of something, that is one thing you can use AI for. What were the chapters I told you to recall for me that I haven't written yet? What were they? Give me a second. Mute button are for quitters. That's one. You know, the theme is muting while coughing is betrayal. You know, because phlegm is authenticity. Mic etiquette is for the insecure was part of it. I liked it. The golf cart gospel, you know, and the loofah code, because you got to have that code, you know. Cult songs for the soul. You also have to have legal aid and legal-ish, you know, talking about the $6,000 and throwing certain lawyers under the bus. The 6-hour seething, you know, because most of these things come in 6-hour segments. So those are some chapters I still haven't worked out yet, but I got to clean up. God, it's a lot of it's a lot of work not to make this stuff redundant. Oh, it's funny though. What's wrong with the occasional look? Yeah. Well, it's okay if you have to clear your throat sometimes, or you know, whatever. It's not good when that's probably 25% of your show. You know what I mean? when last night, not when last night before, when we did when we did our Rumble listen, you notice they started eating as part of it. So it's like this. I'm just I'm telling you, it's gross, man. I can't listen to that kind of stuff. It just disgusts me, man. Disgusts me. Let's hit some super chats. Max Lab, what's up, my friend? Like I said, thank you, brother. And on top of that, I am glad you are feeling better. You know, I when you folks tell me like you're sick or whatever, man, I definitely am like, man, I hope all of you stay well and enjoy this stuff. It's the season of make sure you stay away from people that might make you sick, by the way. Fallen Hero dropped 35 months, my friend. That is a heck of a statement. Thank you, brother. Almost 3 years, dude. That's awesome. Thank you. Rob, thanks for the fun, dude. Chicken skins, not a thing in Tejas. Tejas, baby. I had a friend that used to call Texas that all the time. Tejas. I liked it. I always liked it. It sounds like a just love the way it flows. But it's not a thing. Are they basically salted or fried chicken skins similar to pork? Well, they have those, yeah. What I'm talking about though, have you ever had KFC? Have you ever had like Kentucky Fried Chicken or anything like that? Because people will pull the skin off of it and they won't eat it. They'll slurp it. Like really gross people will slurp it down, you know. And that's what these people were doing one night. It's funny because they get really mad when you bring that up. But yeah, I mean, they slurp chicken skin. It is one of the nastiest things I have ever heard or listened to. So disgusting, you know. Maybe 1 minute here. All right, I was reading some real quick. Mary, thank for the 21 months. Hey, Tug, been creating some of those garbage Hales kids. A few hilarious ones. Thank you for being you. Love the Megan and the girls. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, the girls, they were funny today. They were they were arguing about this. So the little one has she hates wasps. I understand why. She's afraid, but she doesn't like any kind of bug that's loose, which is really funny. She loves them in a cage, like she has a pink-toed spider. But man, if they're loose, she can't stand that idea. So she hates wasps. So her big sissy, like if she wants her to do something, she'll be like, "Don't go in that room over there. I think I saw a red wasp in there." And it's funny to listen to them. She's like, you know, the little one's like, "It's not there." And she, you know, you can hear that little seated out. Is it? It's just so weird to listen to them. It's funny, you know. Diana, thanks for the tea. Slurp, slurp, chicken skin. Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. Puzzle Puzzler, thanks for the MP's truth that she is standing in is Doro Extramonte. Indeed. Actually, funny enough, many of the RV posts just disappeared. Isn't that strange? That's odd, isn't it? It just all of a sudden they turned into dust and they blew away. Crazy. Lorraine, what's up? Thanks for the two there lurking. Well, glad to have you here. Appreciate you. Thank you, Lorraine. Lurking indeed. Thank you, lurkers. William, thanks, Bob. Chicken skins at what? That's right. Slurp. I'm just saying. Slurp. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much. That's 30% of that show. Yeah, man. Thank you for the membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for that membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. Appreciate you. Nelly, what's up, Nelly? How you doing? Thank you for the membership. I said, you know what? I did the Emmy. I don't know why I did this, but I went through the new membership thing in my mind when you gave a gifted membership. I don't know why I did that. I think I saw both of these back to back, and I read it as if, Emmy, you've been here for a long time. I appreciate you. Sorry about that. My brain, man. Some days. It's probably, I think I've gotten chicken skin PTSD. I think that's what it is. All that slurping and crunching. Nelly, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership and welcome to Tugs Thugs. Appreciate you there. Thank you. Mad Hatter, what's up? Thanks for the. I don't think they believe the shutdown happened. No, I mean, they shut down the school. Are you kidding me? So there was a complaint from the outside about a YouTube channel. This is their narrative, okay? And they say the complaint was mailed to every member of staff over hours, which only 2 members of staff ended up getting because the rest of the staff shut it down. And because of that, somehow they shut down an entire school because Leslie had to make an announcement. What? Does that make sense to anybody? Like, I think that's absolute insanity. It is. But for her, again, to get up on her pulpit and state that, people having problems with uploads. Like, these people, these are mass flaggers. You know what really amazes me? They have a certain lawyer there that likes to contact where people work. They like to contact associates of folks and more. And they have the audacity, the sheer audacity to say that when somebody uploads something from a school, they're complaining about that is bad. Are you kidding me? Okay. I hear you. But I don't think they believe it either. What's up, Jaguar, baby? How you doing, my friend? Thank you for the 5 giftos too, man. That's awesome. I appreciate that. And the people that end up with those, they very much appreciate that stuff too. So thank you. Joan, drop that 20 there. Chicken skins. Dropping that chicken skin like it's slurpy. Yeah. That's beautiful. Thank you, Auntie, by the way. Thank you for noting that. All you people that noted the E.G. Alexander, thank you. Because that allowed me to set it up and lock it in. Oh, I can get a drink. Oh, that chicken skin. In the cloud. Yummy, yummy chicken skin. Finger licking. I need a picture of Pug eating chicken skin. That when we get a super chat, a chicken skin super chat, they can slurp down a piece. Wouldn't that be beautiful? That would be amazing, wouldn't it? We need one of those for sure. Let me see. Let me see if they can make me a picture real quick. Give me a second. I like that idea. See, this is like these people. This is what I mean about them losing the plot. If they don't like everybody, that's fine. You don't have to like anyone, right? But they don't stick to laughing at whatever about people. What they do is they make up crazy shit. Then they find reasons to stalk and defame. It's just nuts. All right. Make a picture of this figure eating the skin of a piece of KFC. And him holding a chicken bucket. Do not give him a mouth. Let's see if this works while we're talking. We'll see if I can set that up. If it does, that'd be great. Thank you, and I really like that avatar. I do. I like that you change about and you made that one. That's good. Roseanne, what's up? Thanks for the 20. Have a beautiful weekend. You too. I hope your weekend is fantastic. Like I said, tomorrow we have some guests on. You know, the guest thing, it'll be fun, but it'll also serve another aspect. It will make certain people very furious. So that'll be fun. In the clouds. Thanks for the yes, chicken skin, not chicken shins. Indeed. And thank you for pointing that out. But yes, I figured. I don't know. I've never tried chicken shins. They may be good. Who knows? I've never had a bucket of chicken shins. Jaguar, thanks for the 20. The drivel coming out of Felice's mouth last night was epic. Yes. I mean, they made up the most insane conspiratorial nonsense. That's why, again, I walk a fine line in telling you, I'm not recommending a channel, but when we do like breakdowns and cutoffs, some of their stuff, again, for every part of it that you enjoy, you will have parts that you'll be like, this is suffering. You'll have people, you know, trying to make their significant other eat things until they get sick. They will talk about things that we'll talk. Let's just say, I'm going to leave it at explicit things that you never wanted to hear about with these people, you know, ever. And yeah, they'll discuss things that you'll be like, I think I'm going to be sick. I don't ever want to hear about this. And that's the problem. You know, right now, they could really, if they were smart, which they're not, they could cover the Hale stuff. They could be hyper. They could make fun of things, and they could keep themselves out of litigation. You know, there are ways to do that. You know, making statements of fact. They tried to walk off the statement of fact thing too, which is kind of, I don't know, really interesting to me. Like they got to a certain point in those statements about the supposed contact that happened, and then they started adding allegedlys, but they didn't at first. So they waited through a bunch of the live stream, and then it's like it dawned on them, hey, wait a minute, maybe we should be saying he allegedly did these things, not that he did it for sure. Oh my God. I was very amused by reading some of that. Because you could tell they knew they were screwing up. Because again, there's no way to prove the entire thing. You know, again, even if there was a contact, if there was, they took a contact to a contact with an army of people. Again, there may be no contact, by the way, but if I give them anything, they have to have a contact from a stalker that has no point whatsoever, that had no problems. That also 274 people were contacted by this person. It has to shut down the school. They have to make a giant announcement. Yeah, there seems to be problems. Like I said, there seems to be a lot of problem in all of that. But again, what do I know, right? I do love that they're stupid enough to say all that stuff, though. All right. But yes, thank you. It was pretty epic. I think so. Andre, thanks for the 2. I think Lips needs a better room sound LP. Yeah, I mean, you know, if she really did tell them this stuff, and that just some theatrical blah, 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 which is possible, by the way. They could have definitely just made up stuff on top of it. I mean, I don't want to give any of them any real credit, but I definitely don't trust too well. Let's see. Okay. What is speaking about making a no. Let's see. I'm a chicken skin eater. I'm trying to see what it'll do. That's what I'm messing with. What's up, Georgie? By the way, thank you. Appreciate that. They should start their own legal firm. Schnoz, Lips, Chips, Dips, and Associates. That's true. It would be amazing. Specializing in corrupt legalities, peen rock torches. It's got to be torches, by the way, like a hand torch. Torches interference in sanctionable self-representation. Indeed. Oh, they, what they try to do is they try to drive people to the point that they're like, you're going to make a statement. And then they play victim off of it. They finally get that comment that they've been aiming for. And after they get that comment, they're like, I'm the victim in this, obviously. And it's maddening how people, like this do that. Because that's exactly what they do. They're so accustomed to not being challenged on what they say. They've created a little, it is an ecosystem. It very well is. It's this thing where they can just make up whatever. And these people just eat it up, man. And it amazes me. I've never seen people that were so willing to just believe any type of tripe or garbage that some people deliver. It amazes me. Let's see. I made a chicken skin one. I'm going to see how that goes. The next chicken skin mention, I'm going to break that up. Actually, I'm going to give, I'm going to try one out. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5. My son's school had classes streamed that kids could join if they were sick, a byproduct of the beer bug. It definitely didn't look like, no, she didn't post that at all. You're right. Because they had flashing lights in there, which again, with all those lights and stuff, she gets on the disability soapbox, right? What if you have somebody that's epileptic? They can't handle that kind of light change because flashing lights can trigger it, but also specific types of light changing, it can trigger it. Nobody could read anything that was going on there either. So how can you say that it's attached to? And on top of that, this is a good point too, Rachel. I should have thrown this in. Yes. Thanks for the 5. Leslie, also during all of this stuff, she's in a Zoom court hearing yesterday at 11:20 for foreclosure. So while all of this is happening, while the victim narrative, the schools being shut down and more, somehow during all of that, she is also appearing around the exact same time in a Zoom foreclosure hearing. Isn't that bizarre? I mean, I swear. Let's see this. Yummy. I'm not making it slurp. It's like, oh, Bubble. Gross. Bubbles, what did you do to that chicken? Oh my God, that's funny. Oh, Lord. Oh, if the story comes from Lips or Flea, automatically assume until overwhelming. Yes, proven otherwise. That's true. That's true. I assume it is all the not true. Hey, what's up, kiddo?
What's up? And I have my boots on.
Yeah, I see your boots. They're very cute, by the way. I like that.
I put them on today because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you sleep with boots on, you don't have to put your shoes on.
That's true. That's true. You wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Do you hear the rain?
Rain.
Do you hear it raining? Listen.
Yeah.
Loud. Did you hear the thunder?
Yes. I was scared.
You weren't scared. You just came down here laughing and stuff. You're not scared of no thunder.
Yes, I am. I was in my room.
Well, you're fine now. You look like you're doing fine. Are you having fun today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody has been eating and eating and eating. Let's see. What you did you get that ramen, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it was so hard when I tried it. It was so hard after this hour.
Well, you didn't eat it for an hour? Is that what you said?
No, it's so hard for this hour. So only a little bit was not hard.
Well, why don't you ask Sissy to, if it wasn't good, why don't you show her and be like, hey, I need some different one.
Oh, that's the only one in this house.
Oh,
That was
Have you wiped
definitely.
out the ramen too? Good Lord. You wiped out the mac and cheese. You wiped out the ramen.
And
You're like a little
not
Pac-Man. You're like a little Pac-Man.
And you were little Pac-Man because that's chick woman.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you're a little Pac-Man.
Are you
like-
a little Pac-Man too?
You're like, wow, wow, wow. Look
Are
at
you
that
a
food.
big
Wow,
Pac-Man
wow.
or a little Pac-Man?
I don't know. Am I a big Pac-Man or a little Pac-Man?
I think you're a big Pac-Man.
Me, I am. Okay.
Because look how big you are. And
Yep.
look how small I am.
That's right. I'm the result of eating power pellets for years and years, right?
And me?
You're just now getting into eating your power pellets, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, go upstairs so I can finish up what I'm doing, okay? Love you.
I want to see how much power pellets I ate today. I
How
like
much
the
was that?
happy body one, you remember?
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, you did. You want to see my other one? Look, here's a cricket eating some chicken. Look at him. He's like, yeah.
Does it
that's
have any
good."
noise or not?
No noise.
But why does he eating chicken? Why not the McDonald's?
I know. He should have known better. They just like, he wanted some chicken skin.
Hey, what if you make a McDonald's one?
I might make you a McDonald's one day, okay? Yeah. We'll take a picture of you and have you eat some McDonald's or something, okay?
I
Yeah.
love the ice cream they have.
Yeah. I know.
You remember last time when we made the McDonald's and the ice cream fell? Because they'll have tops now. The legs have the same.
That was a long time ago. You talking about when you dropped it that time? That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
You still remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Well, I mean, it happens sometimes, right? That's what we
But
said.
But they'll have a cup now for the.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Well, that's
Can
why I
we
get a cup. That's why I tell you, like when we go places, I don't get a cone. I get a cup because the cup, if it drop it, it's or something happens, it starts melting. It stays in the cup. See?
yeah, but I think you'll have little like cup things, like a little circle thing.
We
Because
can
every
get back.
time I go to McDonald's with
We
Gigi,
don't go to. Yeah, I know you may go to McDonald's with Gigi. We don't go to McDonald's because it's kind of gross. I like ice cream other places. It's better.
which place do you like, Murfreesboro?
No, I like that one in Cookville. You know that one place where you sit down over by the trains?
Oh, that place.
Yeah, the creamery that has what is that kind you like? Yeah, Sissy. Oh, you like the orange sherbet? there.
Yeah, I call it Cookville for some reason.
That is Cookville.
Yeah, I said that.
That's what I said. It is Cookville. So you said it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that orange sherbet you like. Sissy likes what that green. What is that called? Grasshopper pie.
It was called Downtown. Downtown it was? I don't know. I think it was called.
Maybe it's downtown grasshopper pie or something.
I think it was called Grasshopper.
Yeah, it's kind of it's something like that. But
Grasshopper pie,
Yeah.
Grasshopper Downtown,
Yeah.
or something.
it may have been downtown grasshopper pie. But anyway, I go so I can finish this up. Okay. Love you.
Hey, Mom.
Love you.
I didn't know that was on one.
All right. So let's see here. So yeah, I mean, as far as the my little drop in there was like, oh yeah, check that out. But yeah, the point in Leslie, I mean, she was in a foreclosure here, and it's weird to think all of that stuff could have happened, and you had that happening too. It kind of doesn't make sense, does it? Bonnie, thanks to the 5. They would have never released who called or other info in an active investigation. Who is the expert that was able to spam it that fast? That's right. Well, she's like, oh, well, it must have taken hours, Must have taken hours. Give me one second. I clear my throat. But yeah, he wouldn't have been able to spam that like that at all. That's when they say they've gone to. He was so committed that he wanted to spam everything. Which again, that's kind of okay. Sure, I believe you there. And yeah, they didn't say. See, the school didn't release names. What 2L and the gang over there are saying is that Leslie took information about a complaint, which, what does that say about the school? The school receives a complaint that somebody is uploading crap about folks, and they turn over the name and everything else to that person. They tell them that the conversation supposedly went like X, Y, and Z. I see. That's pretty crazy. And again, I'll tell you what, like this crazy person, they want to bring up my name in it. I would be very careful, like trying to point police at people. That's probably not an action that these people, they would want in their life. They may end up under an investigation from their own freaking stupidity. It's amazing. Andre, thanks for the 13 months. Received a package from me. Was supposed to arrive 10/31. I don't know if I have. I still, my post office, I'm trying to think, because it's been closed. It was closed for renovation 2 days, and it was closed off. I don't know if I've picked up a package since then, because I've said, I need to go by there, and it's been closed off on the interior for days now. So I'll try it in the morning again before everything gets hopping, and I'll see, And then if I've got everything, then check. And thank you to all of you that send. So again, I cannot say that enough. Like, thank you all. They're little bright spots in the day, little laugh tracks, and it's great. And they are very much appreciated. Travis, thanks for the 10. Enjoyed tonight, brother. Hope you and the kids, chat, mods are still right in the neck brace. Still in the neck brace after today's appointment. Your beer. Not real happy, but tonight I feel so much better. It gave me some. I'm glad you're feeling better. I realized you wanted out of that thing. Remember, I learned a valuable lesson about removing things too. When I was a little kid, I broke my arm, and I had this army doctor. These were spit on it and slap a little mud on it and it'll cure it kind of doctors. Back in the day. Well, this army doctor was like, yeah, we should leave the cast on for another like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, because it was a serious break in my arm, but we're going to take it off. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great, because I'm a little bitty kid. Well, guess what happened? The day they took it off, I broke it again because it wasn't healed. Fun times. So you take care of yourself, man. Listen to those doctors, and I'm glad that you are feeling better. I love you, brother, but you take care of yourself, man. Fritzer, thanks for the vibe. I think they're trying to set Germany to be racist. Yes, that is indeed correct. They have been trying it. They've been bragging about it. They've talked about how they've tried to work with Levy County to make that happen. It's nuts. It is absolutely nuts when you listen to these people. Like, they talk about Jeremy and obsession, and yet he is their channel. Like, that's it. They should just admit it. Just admit they are his number one fans. They felt jilted because he doesn't return their love. They're mad because George, there are women around him that are not them. That's why they hate George so much too. And that's why they try to take shots at her. The one thing that they don't accomplish, like George is actually funny. George, first of all, George has many things going for her. She's smart. She's pretty. She's funny. They don't have any of that. All they have is rage. Rage will only get you so far. There's a guy online that when he rages out, they call it rage pigging. And I think they work more as rage pigs. They do. They remind me of little rage pigs. It's kind of funny. Andre, thanks for the 2. Tug, I think we need a 12-step for chicken skin. Oh my God. I wonder if we could, let's see if we can make one of those, like just from AI. Let's see. Can I get a humorous 12-step program for someone in chicken skin eating recovery? Let's see how that goes. 12 steps here. Step 1. Admit you are powerless before the crispy skin. That bucket didn't stand a chance. Step 2, you have to believe that the higher power, possibly the colonel himself, can restore your sanity. Yeah, your higher power is the colonel. I like that, actually. That's beautiful. Step 3, turn your wheel and your napkins over to that power, grease and all. Step 4, make a fearless inventory of every piece of chicken you've ever, quote unquote, just skinned. That's right. That's good. Step 5, confess to all your friends, your family, and your Uber Eats driver the exact nature of your cravings. Step 6, be entirely ready to have that fryer removed from your home. Step 7, humbly ask your arteries for forgiveness. There you go. Step 8, make a list of all the chickens you have wronged and be willing to make amends, perhaps with a tofu dinner. Step 9, deliver those amends by attending a vegan potluck without crying. Step 10, continue to make personal inventory. And when you find yourself near KFC, promptly step away from the drive-thru. That's right. Step away quickly. Step 11, seek through meditation and deep breathing to find peace that does not smell like 11 herbs and spices. And 12, have experience in that crispy awakening. Try to carry this message to fellow snackers while holding your nose in front of that bucket. There you go. I think you're onto something. You could have fun with that. You can make it out and have a lot of fun. Arizona Hawk, what's up? I saw that come in. I love the stickers too at that time. So that'll be fun to show the kids. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Andre, thank you for the 2 their tongue. Since your own garbage Hales kid, I'll have to check it out, man. I appreciate that. I haven't gotten the one that I want there yet. Hey, what's up? K-Matt, by the way, also sent a 25 through PayPal. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. That's the stuff I use for paying any expenses for the channel. So I let that accumulate, and I get like audiobooks and a couple of things out. So appreciate that. I guess it'll be next month. Next month, by the way. This always happens in December. They will have Audible will have a site-wide sale. And sometimes during that sale, they will have some amazing books. Like I like some of the mafia, like the true crime, actual stuff. I like some of those books. And they'll have a bunch of that down to $2 or $3 a lot of times. 1 year, 2 years ago, I think I got 40 books for $86, which was, that's crazy considering what books cost. So I thought that was good. I picked up pretty good amount to listen to. Now, who's live tonight? Let's see who is actually live. I've not checked today. Give me a second. Here's Just Jay. He's doing a people watch. Let's raid him, Give me a second. Let's raid the old hipster. He was funny today. If you didn't see his live stream today talking about everything that happened, you should go check it out. It was pretty good. A second here. I'm setting up my redirect. Just give me a minute. God, it doesn't want to connect to you. It's like, no, I'm not putting him on here. All right, there we go. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to redirect you to the hipster, Jay. And I appreciate you folks. Tomorrow again, we'll have special guests. I think the crime and chaos will be pretty interesting. So thank you all. See you.